Folks, AOC has done it again, and you know what? MAGA is completely sniffing the BS from longer than a mile away. It is not looking good for Alexandra. She doesn't even know where she is anymore, it seems. And you'll see what I mean in just a second here. The lady is off her rocker. She's now saying that a bunch of hardcore MAGA Trump supporters are actually turning to socialism. Yeah, I'm not joking. So we're gonna get right into it. And by the way, people are noticing Karoline Leavitt isn't having it. Greg Gutfeld isn't either, and so many other people. So we're gonna get right into it. It's gonna be great, but first do me a big favor by dropping a like on our video and also sharing it around. That way we can keep bringing you guys this great, hard-hitting content. As always, Patriots, I'm your host, Darian, and this is Resist the Mainstream.
I wanna say this right now. I fully welcome Trump voters into our coalition. And I know that sounds crazy to some people, but just hear me out. I cannot tell you, it just happened to me like 2 weeks ago. I can't tell you how many times someone has pulled me aside and said either I was once a big Trump voter and a Trump supporter and I watched Fox News every day, but then I started to kind of expand my world and where I got information, and now I've learned and now I've changed and I'm with you and I learn from you. Or people who meet me who are really big Republicans now, and they are shocked when they meet me because they're like, you are nothing like I was told you are. And you start to see the cogs turning, that maybe everything that they had been told from this one channel or this one ecosystem isn't the whole truth. And it is enough to spark a curiosity that makes people want to go down a longer journey of learning.
Frankly, I really doubt this. AOC stands for so many things that people who vote Republican, I'm not going to say Republicans because not everyone identifies that way, but at least people who vote for Republicans, and namely Trump, are totally a dead set against. Open borders, for God's sakes. AOC literally supports absolute illegal immigration. Not only does she want to let them in and not deport them, but she also thinks that they should basically be given rights, full citizenship, be able to vote in elections even as non-citizens. I mean, it's insane. Totally radical. She's a big fan of identity politics. Everything with AOC is, well, at that Latina, okay? I'm a Latina. I was a bartender, even though she went to an expensive private school and all this stuff and lived in a ritzy upper middle class neighborhood, but says, I'm from the Bronx. Got caught lying over there, missy, didn't you? Now, to be charitable, there is some common ground that I could see happening. Namely that AOC, whether true or not, ran against the system. Kind of the same thing Donald Trump did. Hey, the big billionaires, the donors, big business, they're all out to go and get you and over. But me, I'm here because I'm not bought. I'm my own person, whatnot. That is one message that both Donald Trump and AOC have preached pretty consistently throughout their tenure. Now, whether they actually adhere to it, I'm not going to opine on that. That's up for the viewer to decide. But that's a common ground there, and I can kind of see that, but I don't think it's enough, personally. I'm not the only one who thinks this. All right, let's take a look at what Karoline Leavitt has to say, our Trump White House press secretary.
Absolutely not. In fact, I'd like to see some of the people who actually said that to AOC and check their ballots and see if they actually voted for President Trump. Because I can assure you, MAGA Republicans oppose everything that AOC and the modern day Communist Democrat Party stands for. Mass migration and open borders like we saw under the Biden administration. Men and women's sports is something MAGA Republicans and frankly the whole country rejects. It's a 90-10 issue. Taxing people to death and taking their money and giving the majority of your income back to the government. That's a horrible idea that has not worked for thousands of years. MAGA Republicans know it, and that's why they overwhelmingly voted to re-elect President Trump. And a Democrat that you had in your monologue actually was right about one thing. I don't know his name, but I give him credit for his statement where he said that the Republican Party under President Trump is the party of the working man and woman. And because of President Trump's pro-growth, America First policies, he has spoken directly to the hearts of the forgotten men and women across this country. And that's who the Republican Party is today, thanks to him.
What's incredible about Trump is that he managed to command the working class vote in a way that was basically unheard of for the GOP up until that point, especially the white working class. He actually beat Hillary Clinton by a 39-point lead with them in 2016. Specifically, white people without a college education. Think about that. That is insane. 67-28. And yes, of course, historic gains with black people and Latinos, especially in later elections like 2020 and 24, helped his cause a lot. But make no mistake, the white working class is essentially the base of Donald Trump. They came out by far the most for him and in amazingly high numbers. It's pretty incredible. Now, it's not just Leavitt who thinks this. Greg Gutfeld has been calling out AOC too on her possibly fictional story about these Trump supporters who suddenly went Democratic Socialists, or whatever you want to call it. Check it out.
She says, I can't tell you how many times Trump supporters have come up to me and said, yes on Democrat socialism, and I can learn from you. Well, I can tell you how many. 0. Didn't happen. She made it up. Because one thing you know about Trump supporters, they're pretty solid on their beliefs about socialism. They make it pretty clear. That's like a dog saying, I can't believe how many times a fire hydrant has come up to me and said, hey, I really like getting peed on. Because that's what socialists look at America as a petri dish. We're the lab rats in their experiment. AOC is saying, lab rats, come join us. Embrace your tormentors. All socialists begin by saying they're Democrat socialists. And then when that fails, they drop the adjective. They go full authoritarian. Look at Venezuela. The leader, I can't remember, was it the ugly guy or the other guy? He pushed socialism for the 21st century. That was the slogan. Then he quickly shifted into authoritarianism he took control of the military, took control of the courts, took control of the elections, concentrated power. That's what happens. There's no such thing as Democrat socialism. It's just socialism. There's a class system here. It's the people who make decisions and the rest of us. Trump's role in that bifurcation, he's the agent on behalf of the rest of us. He's our a-hole lawyer that protects us from the elites. AOC pretends that it's the same role that they provide, that you could just simply switch lawyers. Come over to our side. She's actually arguing on the power structure that made our lives hell. Think about everything that she's done. She was for defunding the police, higher taxes, more regulation. She chased Amazon out of New York. She's pro-sanctuary and trans, cashless bail. None of these things, any Trump supporter would ever go for. She's just making this whole thing up.
Fair. I've always said that democratic socialism is just socialism, except you vote your rights away instead of them having them, I guess, forcibly taken away. But it's still forced because people voted for the force. Yeah. The point is, it's just socialism. That's it. Maybe we're going to see that in New York soon, where Zohran Mamdani is soon going to be mayor. It's really quite crazy that happened. I would say I can't believe it, but I totally can. I don't know about you guys, but I, for one, am very excited to see how the city does after they abolish the prisons. I think it's going to make for a very nice and safe place. It's going to help with that over-incarceration problem that the left always complains about. Because apparently we put people in prison too much, not enough, while we have, people with 16 felonies that are violent going out and ending people's lives on the street. We have an over-incarceration problem, guys. Remember that. It's all such a clown show. You guys ever hear about that meme, Clown World? It just gets more true every day, honestly. With all that being said, thank you for tuning in, folks. We truly appreciate it. As always, if you haven't already, make sure you comment below. Let us know what you liked about the video, what kind of stuff you want to see again in the future, and hit that subscribe button so we can see you again soon. And to those returning, we appreciate you. Welcome back. God bless, Patriots.